Hello guys and welcome back. Let's continue the work on the first person experience in cover mode. I talked in the last video about some ideas I had for going into first person and then pressing forward arrow so that it would move him in the direction that he's looking. And then when I keep forward, then he should be moving to the right side. And right now I'm just pressing the left and right to simulate this. And I also mentioned that that animation would have been nicer if he was closer to the wall. So one of these two I already fixed, and guess which one? Okay, so as you can see, he's much closer to the wall now, so it does look like he's actually following the wall now instead of just hanging out in the middle. And just to quickly show the general idea about this, so you can easily do this yourself. So inside Maya, you will have, this is, I think it's one of the idle states. Yep. And what I just did was to go into the Windows Animation Editor Graph Editor, and then on the hip bone joint, pick the translate Y, and then this one was originally somewhere up here, so I just marked it up, and then middle mouse dragged it. As you can see, this parallel shifts him back a little bit. So a good value for me seemed to be to have this this first node, this one, to be starting at minus 15. So that is going to put him in the correct position. So basically I just did that with all the 4 animations we have now, which is the forward, idle, no, sorry, not the for, the idle, and the mirrored idle, and then the sneak left and the sneak right. So these 4 animations you need to go through and then parallel shift the translate Y 15 units down, and that's going to put him where I have him now. So you will end up having something that looks like this. So he keeps close to the wall no matter what. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about and fix in this video, let's take a look at that. First of all, let's see, we have the first person camera. And what I want to do to illustrate this is to go out from the event tech here, and we can get let's get the world location for this one. So we have some starting point, because I want to make some traces now. And we can also get the forward vector for this one. And since we don't want to really look at the z-axis, we're gonna make a vector out of this, and then just zero out the z-axis component here. And so let's to illustrate something here, let's draw debug line, and let's start at the first person camera view location, and then take the forward vector for this one and shoot it 50 units for centimeters forward. And so we take the location and plus that into this one, and that will give us a vector going from the camera and 50 centimeters forward. So let's say set this duration for -1, so it keeps only keeps 1 frame. And let's play first and see if this works. So yeah, now we will have pole going out from the head of us. And as you can see, no matter where I look, this point, which is actually a pole kind of thing, sticking out of our head, is pointing forward, and no matter the pitch, it's going to point forward. So, and if we come up to the wall and press go into cover, we will see that in first person that point is going to move as shown here on the screen. So I kind of want to figure out when I pass this line in the middle, and one way of doing this is to use. Oops, I popped off the wall in the meantime. Anyway, doesn't matter. I can do this by using my yeah. Actually, we can see that blue line going forward at his pelvis. When you will notice that is actually still pointing forward into the wall. So we can actually just take this as a reference point. So it's called the interaction point. Let's drag this one out. And instead of getting the forward vector, then get the right vector. Like this, and as we did just above, we're just gonna eliminate the z-axis component by doing this. And let's see, we want to multiply this by -1, so it turns the other way around. This will make sense in just a bit. And then we also want to make this forward 50 units, just like we did before, and draw another debug line. So this one is going to be starting at the same point as the camera, and then we are going to take the camera position and add to the this interaction point we just came up with here, and let's make this line some this color. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, and let's give it a thickness 2 maybe, like we did above, and let's see how this looks. So this is going to give us a pole going out through his head, so the right side. So when he's towards the wall, that's still going to give the arrow to the right side, and if we move around, we will see that go on the wall, that this is the point. This is the point where we are pointing directly to the right. Looks like it's here, but well, Unreal says it's here. Anyway, so I just recall that I at some point was working with these dot products to get some kind of angle, and I thought maybe I could use this. So let's take this, the normalized vectors we have here in play. So it's going to be the forward vector for the camera, and press dot. Why is it dot? No, dot product. And we're going to take the right vector, this one with after the minus here, and we're going to dot these two together, and then we're going to print this result out in as a debug string. Okay, so let's get it up to the wall again. Okay, and then we can see that when we are pointing forward now, sort of, here, the value printed out on the screen will be negative, and when we pass this line, it's going to be positive. And if I move move over here, it's gonna keep being positive all the way. So, and here it's gonna be negative all the way. So that can actually be used to determine if we should move this way or this way. And right now I'm just using the arrow key, so, well, you can't really tell, but I'm doing it. So it's not really working yet. So this is all the spaghetti is kind of the theory behind this. So let's take these bits that we gathered here, which will be this point, interaction point, right vector, make vector, and invert the direction. And then also take the first person camera, the forward vector, and this make vector, and then copy these, and then stuff them into the forward handle input, move forward, or handle forward. If you recall from the last time, we disabled this part here, so let's get rid of that and just dump it up here somewhere, and then paste our stuff in here. So let's make this, put this to use. So one thing we say here is that if we are in a non-climbing state, then we will pass up here, not climbing. But if we are in some kind of, let's see, we have something on the handle move right. Let's just copy that stuff. We have this part saying, let's copy this first. This is actually where you want to make a function, probably, because I'm starting to make copies of stuff that are already made, which is usually a good sign that I should make a function. So if we are standing in cover and in first person camera, then we want to do something different. So let's make a branch here, and then connect this one. So this is the first passing criteria to do something different. So on the handle move right, then we also have some stuff about negating. In this case, we are negating the axis value if we're in first person in cover. But in this case, we want to negate the axis value based on the direction instead. So what we can do is actually just copy all of this stuff. We're gonna need all of it actually. Believe. Oh shit. All of this and all of this. I hope that was everything. And then zoom out and oops. Dump it here. This is definitely going to be a function in the final version. Fuck, I left it somewhere on top of something. Okay, sorry. Okay, this one, I don't know. What did that have inside? Anyway, so this part here, where we drag off from the true node here. So if we are standing in cover and is in first person camera, and we want to make a criteria out of this. We also want to say is a dot product, which I forgot to copy, but let's just make it again. If the dot product is greater than 0, then we want to invert the right axis value and otherwise not. But anyway, we want to add this to the right vector instead of the forward vector and all that stuff, which we already covered in the last video. So this is not really looking pretty at all, but let's just test it out and see if it works. Definitely want to go clean this up afterwards. So now I'm gonna press forward, and he's going to move in the forward direction, the left. And if I turn around and just holding forward now, then now he's changing direction based on where I point, which is super neat, I think. And if I press backwards, it's also gonna move in the opposite direction. So that is actually, I think, quite an improvement on this control. Let's make another test. Also in third person, if I press forward, nothing is going to happen, forward or backwards. And left, I'm pressing now, and I'm pressing right. And this is forward and forward. So the controls are now working way better, I think. Did I want to say something else about this beforehand? Not really. I think this part is going to be the stuff that you want to isolate inside a function, and then you can replace that both the handle right, move right, and handle moving forward. That's actually it, I think. I think there was something else I wanted to mention. Nope, I can't recall that what it was. Oh, yeah. So if I press forward or backwards in the climbing state, nothing is going to happen. So that concern I had in the beginning, if that first criteria was enough, it looks like it's okay. So now what we can do now is just take go to the event graph and remove all that stuff, that debug stuff we had. So that was just for testing. And I also want to mention that oftentimes it's very nice to prototype something, an idea, by using using this event tick, because it keeps updating all the time, and you can quickly get some traces out and visualize what is going on if something is acting weird. So okay, I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. So until next time, bye bye.